gentlemen, only in the Connecticut General Assembly could we have a bill where we question the figures that come from the Department of Public Utility Control. We have an energy bill where we say we're going to invest hundreds of millions of dollars of ratepayers' money in a bunch of new projects, and we're asking and hoping for a rate decrease. We're hoping for a 15% rate decrease. We're hoping the DPUC will recommend to us how we can manage to do some things with rates, and say, well, it's kind of reasonable to expect that we might get 15%. Hopefully it'll happen. It may happen in the future. And only could that happen in a legislature, only could that happen in a legislature where the committee of cognizance over the 15% rate reduction hasn't passed a major bill with consensus since 2005. I don't think it's unreasonable at all to expect that the legislature would not take up the recommendations from the DPUC. By the way, the very same agency who were saying, well, if they want to fudge the numbers, they could do it. If they don't like something, they'll fudge the numbers. But you know what? We're going to take their recommendations. We're going to take their recommendations and we're going to make them into law, and we're going to make everybody happy because we're going to have a 15% rate decrease. Only in the Connecticut General Assembly could that happen. And only in a committee that has not had a major bill and has blown at many opportunities to pass a bill into law over the last 5 years by having consensus. Only in that committee could we make that case. You know what? I can't support this bill and go back to my constituents and say, well, you know what? We just raised your rates a couple of $100 million, but trust us, have some faith in us. We're going to reduce your rates 15%. Only in the Connecticut General Assembly could somebody make that argument. Ladies and gentlemen, the trust us, we'll do it, trust us, we'll take care of it down the road attitude didn't get us very far. Did it? In 1998? When people voted for electric deregulation? I happen to be one of the people that thinks it's a good idea. But all those folks, many of those folks who voted for it said, I didn't know what I was voting on. And I'm not happy I did. If I had the opportunity to take that vote back, I would. This now, as we sit here at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm looking out here at all of you. Those of you who are in here, which are few, have weary eyes. You're saying, thank God this guy's done asking questions. We're going to be able to get on the road and we're going to go home and we'll come up a few hours later and finally finish our session. Those of you who are sitting here are experiencing a little bit of deja vu. Maybe you weren't here when electric deregulation was passed in 1998, but you sure know the stories. You sure know the horror stories. And so, folks, I implore you, prior to casting your vote, think about the process that existed here. Think about what was said. Think about the fact that we're saying, trust us. Take our word for it. We didn't do this through a real good public hearing process. We told the people of Connecticut, don't comment on the policy that we're contemplating here. Don't tell us why we're wrong, because we're right. Just tell us where we made some technical problems so we're not embarrassed. Folks, this process was deplorable. This bill will raise rates. Frankly, it does not deserve your support, and it certainly doesn't. Your ratepayers in your district certainly don't deserve to have their rates increased based on what we see here. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well,